Good evening, Dragon Warrior Randomizer fans. Welcome to another group stage race here in the 2026 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Summer Tournament. Tonight we got Breckenary group action featuring the American Dweem at 2-1 taking on jkoper at 2-0. Hi everybody, I'm DK9146. Alongside me in the booth tonight is Edge. How you doing tonight?
Fantastic, sir. Thanks for asking, and welcome in, everybody. A Breckenary group, my group, and a fun race. This is going to be as both our runners have 2 wins and are looking for that third big one. I'm excited to see this one play out. Low magic start, no spells, but a lot of higher stats. This is going to be a fun one to watch.
Absolutely, and so to help them out, they got the Stones of Sunlight already. Not very useful yet, but will be required a little down the line, and some gold. The king has blessed them with some change here. We'll see if there's anywhere to spend it nearby.
Well, let's hope so, because, again, good stats to start, able to get away from some things, and we see Dweem and jkoper both going to save to try to keep a hold of that gold and see if they can find something around the area.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Otherwise, yeah, as you noted, that 12 strength, not too shabby, actually, for a start here. They'll be able to take on some Zone 0 enemies for sure. But coming out of the castle, we got a little desert, swamp, trees, the whole nine.
Yep, and we got Drakey to start, so that's a pretty good enemy. It's 3 experience points. It'll get you just over halfway to level 2, and doesn't look too nasty either, so a big plus for our runners there.
Yeah, at least one enemy they can take on. What I'm noticing that looks a little nasty is the swamp. There is a little bit of a path to the north, but they're going to have to take some damage there, so we'll see how much of a hindrance that happens to be as we progress.
Over on jkoper, well, we do have level 2, and it's going to be 4 power, 6 speed, 2 HP, and 15 magic with stop spell. And I saw magicians had something ugly there on jkoper's side.
Yeah, hurt more. I believe I saw a stop spell as well along the way. So yeah, stop spell and hurt more, and not a good combination, but it does work if you get to go first.
Indeed, Dweem finding out that the stop spell hurt more combo there is going to take advantage, and he's going to take a death, and back to home he goes.
Yeah, meanwhile, Koper trying to take on the Scorpion, going to need a crit or a small miracle, because we're not going to heal ourselves with that gold, and the Scorpion's still hitting pretty hard.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like either runner's wanting to move too far away from home, especially with that poison swamp around the castle, and the south not looking too great around enemy sets there either. So I don't think we're going to see too much until probably 4 or 5.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we'll see what the different levels bring us here. You know, different spells, big stat gains can definitely throw some things into play, but look at the difference in encounters here. The Dweemer over here finding the Drakis, finding the Ghost. jkoper keeps finding the higher end of those enemies and just not getting the same encounter RNG.
Yeah, and that definitely plays a factor in when you just can't find that RNG. Dweem 1 point away, seeing that Magician again, and it's going to stop spell him immediately, so we may see a Magician death right here.
Yeah, looking pretty free now that we got that stop spell out there. It likes stop spell and it likes hurt more, and it is futilely casting both.
Yep, the 4 points of strength there giving Dweem a little bit more of an advantage to take this guy down, especially, like you said, it's very spell heavy, and Magidrakis have stop spell as well. That is rough over in jkoper, but there's level 3, and 3 is going to bring us 3 speed, 3 hit points, 2 magic, and radiant. Everybody's favorite spell.
Yeah, definitely the least cast spell of the tournament for sure. I think we had like a total of maybe 15 of them across all of the asyncs, mostly for fun, I'm assuming. But jkoper continues to just not find that there's an escape enemy. Keeps getting these Magidrakis, these Scorpions, that Magician, and has not gotten on the board yet.
Yep, and Dweem able to take one of those Scorpions down. He's going to see level 4, and 4 is going to bring us 6 power, 1 speed, 1 hit point, 1 magic point, and nothing else.
All right, so Dweem's going to settle down still here, but jkoper finally runs into a Ghost, is on the board here, and is probably a little confused as to why he hadn't seen that as of yet.
Yeah, it's just been a real rough. Now he gets to see a Draki, so he's going to get level 2 and get a little bit more strength. So he'll be able to swing at a few more things, get that stop spell, and start swinging at Magicians as well, since he has seen the hurt more stop spell combo from them.
Yeah, the Magidraki with the stop spell and nothing else as of yet. A couple potential options here, but looks like a little bit of a slow start for both of the runners, but not a big concern here. They're progressing through the early levels pretty quickly with the low experience needs here, and we'll see what happens here as Dweem gets a nice just crit action over there.
Indeed. And of course, with all the action, like you said, we do already have the Stones of Sunlight, and, we're going to need these homework items, post-hastily to finish this, which is also the harp to be turned in for the Staff of Rain, the token to prove who we are, turn those into the jerk for the rainbow staff, or the rainbow drop, and then we're going to need armor at least as a minimum piece. I have seen Flame Sword win out here a couple of matches too.
And I will say this: we did have Magic Armor win out in one match as well, but that was an intriguing race to say the least.
I heard all about that one. Went back and watched it, and it was wild.
jkoper going to take another death here after getting level 3, as is Dweem, so just shy of level 5 on his side. But, we're seeing the progression here. That little bit of an experience point gap, most likely not going to be a huge concern here. Since it's so early, jkoper will get caught up pretty quick, I'd say.
Yeah, I think this will be pretty good for both of them. I mean, jkoper now with that stop spell, able to take on more of the magicians, and he's going to go through the swamp and see if he can't find something. And he does find a town just north of the castle. Let's see what it is.
And he's still got an okay amount of change here. It's a shame he did not stop spell there. I think that was just a miss.
Yeah, a tough one, but he knows it's there now, and he can go back and at least see if with a little bit of gold he has left is going to be able to get him something while he's there. At least a small amount of something. He can take a couple fights there, maybe get back up to copper sword money.
Yeah, meanwhile, on Dweem's side, he tries to take on another Drachima, and just a little too beefy for us at this current stage of our hero's life, and takes another death, still just shy of level 5.
Meanwhile, that town is Girinham, so we might be able to see a little something here. He's going to check the armory, and the armory has bamboo pole, some clothes, and some leather armor. And we're going to get the bamboo pole hype, ladies and gentlemen.
You love it. You got that. You got the leather armor. We're going to get level 5 here, 3 power, 1 agility, 6 hit points, 4 magic. We do get to go back home. Not that we have much of an issue being there already.
Indeed, and Hoodie saying torches are good at this point. I do agree. You've got 16 strength, but 2 more added to the attack power with that bamboo pole. But torches are a big thing, as well as herbs, so he can keep himself healed a little bit here. So that's not a terrible play on jkoper's side either.
Yeah, absolutely. This will help him take on some of those other tier enemies you typically wouldn't be able to. Even to be honest, right now, even at this 25 strength that Dweem has, is it's just not a lot to be able to take on those things, such as a Drachima, and you can definitely take that on with some torches.
Indeed, we've seen jkoper running across copious amounts of scorpions, and here's a metal scorpion. He's going to be able to hopefully toss 2 of these and take it down.
Yeah, doing 6 to 9 damage with the torches is less than ideal. Gets a 7, gets a 9, 16, not enough, and it has heal more.
Oh man, that's rough when you toss both your torches and see it heal more. That is a rough time for anybody.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of our early game enemies have a little bit of a blessing of some nature, as Dweem does also come across the town of Girinham.
And Dweem's got a little bit more money, but he's going to see the exact same thing. He's just going to see that leather armor. I don't think we'll see him pick up a bamboo pole, but you probably see him pick up at least a litany of torches here.
No, absolutely. And yeah, to answer the question in chat, jkoper only had enough cash left over after his purchases to get the 2 torches, and he used them both, unfortunately. But he'll be at level 4 here shortly, 35 XP needed.
Meanwhile, we also have herb buying here over on Dweem's side, so he's going to try and get a little bit of that healing as well, trying to keep himself alive as much as possible. Only 3 deaths, or 6 deaths, 3 each here. So not an awful seed considering what we have seen from the enemies, but it's not too bad thus far.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. They got nice zones to be able to grind in, at least here with the desert tile set. So there is a path forward, at least. Sometimes you're just sitting there and wondering if there's ever a way you're going to get a kill or get anywhere. So we'll see how long they want to press here on early grinding before we start to see some real true pushes up.
Well, Dweem taking on that metal scorpion. Let's see if he has that same luck and sees that heal more. after throwing 2 torches at it. And we do see it over there too. So it is a big heal Moro as soon as it needs it. And that is going to be rough for Dweem, but he has 2 more torches to throw.
Yeah, throws out that stop spell here. Does a swing. It's definitely going to be a 0-1 swing most likely right now. Maybe a +2 tops and runs from it.
Yep, didn't like what he saw there, and another Drakima. He's going to try and heal up here and hopefully get away from this, but he sees the leather armor helping, so we're going to see torches at this and get about 20 more experience here.
Yeah, meanwhile, Koper gets a Scorpion. A Scorpion, a very nice value buy right now for where they're at with the strength. It's a 2-shot, maybe a 3-shot at worst, and he's slowly chipping away at this XP drought.
And Dweem finally getting the Drakima kill after it has kind of sent him home a couple of different times back down there south of the castle. So, got to have a little bit of a small victory there.
Yeah, and both back in here to buy some more torches. Koper was about to come in here, got sniped by a Warlock, so not going to be able to get as many as he had been hoping here. Dweem's got enough for 4 there. So we'll come back out. We'll throw some more torches at some enemies. We'll continue our progression, at least on Dweem's side, towards that level 6. Maybe that'll be the most important level to get us moving.
Indeed, and if that if 6 brings up anything, I mean, this would be a huge boost. Like if you can take down a Metal Scorpion, or if you can take down one of those Warlocks with the torches, it might help him out just enough to catch that level. And if it does break him out, well, then we got a race on our hands.
Well, let's see how this Warlock fight plays out here for Koper. He's going to try and torch it down. 11's close to being in danger there. And he'll herb up here. He's got to throw at least 2 more torches to get there.
I did see that the Metal Scorpion also has hurt. That just tried to hit, or it did hit Dweem with it. But Dweem gets the experience and is going to move on to level 6. Level 6, we have 3 power, 8 speed, no hit points, 10 magic, and nothing else.
Well, there's definitely some numbers there. Most of them progressing us towards better numbers, lacking of HP there. But not a lot changes between 6 and 7 here.
Yeah, you see that the torch grind going on here, pretty fun. Like jkoper picking up more torches. After you run out of them, just go back in, pick more up. It is a vicious cycle for a bit, but when you're kind of low on attack power and everything is a little bit more than what you can take, it's a little bit rough.
Yeah, I agree, but at least they got something. Could you imagine having to just fist your way or bamboo pole your way through all of this? Meanwhile, this whole time I'm sitting here thinking like maybe 1.5 screen away, Cole with a sword just sitting on the ground waiting for someone to walk a little bit.
Oh, that would be rough. You buy the weapon and all of a sudden the sword just shows up.
Yeah, absolutely. So there we go. Another round of enemy deaths from a torch. Another round of topping off torches on Dweem's side. We'll see if Koper can get there as well.
Yep, indeed. And Dweem now needing 337. We need 160 over there on jkoper side. He's working towards that with each Warlock kill, each Scorpion kill. So it's a big piece for these guys.
Yeah, that was a nice Warlock kill there for Koper too. Only 1 torch left, but noticing the amount of damage it's doing, had an herb on him, punches it down outside of 1 torch throw, and gets a little extra cash to buy a bunch more torches.
Oh yeah, we'll see. I think probably till 7, 8, something like that. That's going to be my guess. We'll get a significant strength boost coming at one of these 2 levels, and when we do, you'll see one of these guys take off in a direction to go to start searching for things.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Koper definitely likes to press, but I think he's reading the room on this seed at least and sticking with what it's providing. And I think both of them are playing it very well here. I mean, so far, the only difference between the 2 was that initial RNG encounter rate, or encounter luck, I should say, with Koper getting some of the tougher enemies for a bit there at the start. Otherwise, XP's been hanging pretty steadily here around that 80-ish gap.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Like you said, jkoper had the rough run of luck early, but Dweem just got a couple of really good kills ahead of time, and Magician going to run away from him after he gets him with a stop spell.
Yeah, magicians notably very scary for some reason, or scared, I should say. Tend to run more frequently in my estimation than most enemies, but warlocks are dropping everywhere. There's level 6 and not much help for Koper coming in as we're progressing towards 7 for Dweem. Needs 337 on the EXP counter.
Yeah, and this nice little zone 1 here, Scorpions, Metal Scorpions, Drakemas, Warlocks, it's not an awful spot, especially for where our guys are at, and, just a continuous flood of torches. These guys are sitting in a real good spot, just going to be a little bit of a slog today.
Yeah, it's all right. We're going to slog at some point in most races. We'll get a nice little run of exploration here soon enough. I mean, it's gonna happen. We got to do some grinding at some point either way. Experience doesn't just show up.
Oh, indeed. And, the big thing's going to be who finds sword first, or do we get hurt more first? And I think we're going to probably find a sword, and jkoper is going to take off and see if he can't find something with this added bonus of some stats and see if he can find something to do.
Yeah, I had a feeling that might be the case. I knew Koper didn't want to stay there forever, and level 6 not giving a ton of hope here. He's going to go press out, but find out Drolls have the big boy breath. There's a 71 hit from the DL2.
And that's rough on a smaller enemy like that, and you just get hammered in the face with it. It is just rough goings. We're going to see Dweem do a quick refill on all his stuff. He's pretty close to 7 here. We'll probably see Koper try to go around this swamp here, and he does find another area to head to.
All right, so we got some options here as we go to start pressing some exploration. Look at this metal slime just hanging out just west, although did have hurt, so wasn't free.
And, I mean, hurt's not too bad. He's going to try for the stop spell and lands it, so this could be good for him if this metal slime doesn't decide it wants to take off.
Oh, okay. Well, that one ran away, but the next one, we'll see if he wants to stay around or not. Once they hit that 20 strength, though, they can run at any time.
Indeed, and that is one of the big pieces. But this metal slime seems like he wants to stick around at least for a little bit anyway.
Yeah, I like these kind of metal slimes. They give you a chance. It doesn't necessarily mean that's going to end in a victory, but I do believe that was a second confirmed hit, and we nail it.
And there's number 3. That's going to give Koper a huge boost there, and level 7. So level 7 on Koper's side is going to give us 4 power, 3 speed, 2 hit points, 2 magic, and repel.
Again, not a very another bad level overall. I mean, we love repel. We don't love repel right now, but I think Koper loves want to give these metal slimes another shot.
Yep, and it's not necessarily the greatest play here, but at this point in time, when you've seen some things and you just got the low strength and low bits and pieces that you're seeing, metal slimes are sometimes the thing. But Dweem is got level 7 now as well, and he's just continuing this grind over here as well.
7 to 8 in the zone isn't the worst at this point. We're finally starting to hit slightly hard, as we saw with that magician hit there. But Koper's found him another very brave metal slime.
Yeah, I believe that's 2, and he's looking for one more, but the slime takes off running before he can get it.
So now we're down to, does the classic standard zone 1-2 grind for Dweem work versus Koper trying to, proc some metals here in a rather scary zone now that we saw that green dragon.
Indeed, and these wraiths are still hitting pretty hard too. So, it's a little bit of a rough zone, but we've seen these metal slimes showing up a little consistently so far. I don't think it's so bad, but again, you've got green dragons and wraiths that are hitting still like Mack trucks, and with this low HP, you're not wanting to risk anything too crazy at this point.
Well, there's a 4th enemy. We got a Wraith Knight here as well. Just enough agility to be, okay at running from some of these enemies. So we're getting multiple opportunities, but the metal slimes seem to have dried up a little.
Well, speaking of, there's one, but he immediately snopes out of that fight and is just continuing here. But Dweem continuing on with these metal scorpions right now. Again, knowing they have hurt more, the quick stop spell that we got at level 2 is definitely helping his chances take this down. And it looks like he's punching it more than he is throwing torches at it at this point.
Yeah, I think Dweem was running out of torches there, had one left and punched away, but he doesn't seem to want to go refill. Oh, a town just east.
Did you just call this, DK? You did. Oh, what's here?
Come on, game. You got to do this for us. You got to do this for us. What do we got? We've got... it's a death necklace, but it's a free grind of money. It's a free grind of money and a possible weapon.
Yep, you got Dweem checking it out, see what's here, see if there's anything worth it. It is magic armor, but half plate wouldn't be so bad at this point either. Let's see what Dweem decides to do here. A free grind and a death necklace pickup. I don't think that's going to come into play, but we'll have to just wait and see how the later levels play out.
Yeah, I mean, lucky for jkoper, whenever the heck he finally finds this location, there's not much of an improvement of a weapon. A bamboo pole to a club, not a big upgrade, but the defense is going to be rather nice here. Is Dweem going to go all the way? Oh my gosh, he is. He's going for magic armor.
He is indeed. He wants to get as much defense with as much as he's seen thus far. Oh, no, he stopped. He's going to go ahead and just pick up what he can here and go about his business.
I was going to say, that would have been an amazing play because he kept going past the 1,000 and then he kept going past the 1,100. But maybe just wants a little carrying cash around here as he upgrades to both the half plate and the small shield for defense.
And Dweem going to upgrade that pole to a club and get a couple of extra attack points. And, you know, that's not terrible. Oh, jkoper just Hakai's the metal slime and gets another level here. Going to see level 8 over on jkoper's side. 4 power, 12 speed, no hit points again, and 9 magic with sleep.
Absolutely amazing. And even though it looked like all that time was lost or wasted, instantly with one encounter and a crit, jkoper just dominates into the XP lead here and continues his press out. But another pretty big nothing burger level.
Yeah, and again, seeing another goose egg in HP is real rough for our runners, especially once you start seeing, you know, the later spells and you want to do some of that exploration. You just don't have the HP to do it. It's always rough time.
And if anybody's not familiar with our metal slimes in this game, they are progressive XP up until cap. So their cap is 255 experience, but they start out at 32 and double every level. So that's why he got 192 at level 6 and then 224 at level 7. Going forward, any further ones would be 255.
Skeletons over here just a little rough. They do have hurt, and jkoper was able to put it to sleep and take it down with his pole. Meanwhile, Dweem right back at this grind here with at least the club, giving him a better shot at these scorpions just to swing out on. And the increased defense can help. jkoper has a cave.
Yeah, 1 HP man is surviving to hopefully tell us what cave we have here. We're down south a little bit. We have the grave.
And grave's not bad here. You know, you've got top 3 with the possibility of a key or maybe another homework item is able to get away from the shadow there.
Throws out a sleep on this droll as well. A little scared here, you know, trying to play it safe. We get up to the first chest here. We got a torch. That's something we're very familiar with right now.
And jkoper remembers that DL2 breath. He doesn't want to take a chance missing a run and getting hit by that again. Some fairy water. And the last chest is going to be the fighter's ring. 2 more attack points. That's not awful sitting right there either with this lack of HP and strength we've got going on.
All right, so a couple new locations between the 2 runners for us here, between Cole and the grave, and some slight information, but nothing game-breaking either direction.
Yep, and the big thing is you know, the one town with the death necklace, but at least the increased defense for Dweem, that's going to play out in his favor a little bit as he's able to take a few more things on the jkoper is. But jkoper now having, you know, the knowledge of grave over here, not having keys or anything in it, but his exploration's been fantastic thus far on 1 hit point.
Yeah, it was interesting. He hit it twice. It woke up. It healed more. He put it back to sleep and was able to take it out in 3 straight while it stayed asleep. A second cave over here. We'll see what we got.
And the music man has been found, so he has that knowledge for when we find the silver harp. But again, it's going to be finding that silver harp as we still need Mountain Cave and quite a few other pieces. We still need keys. Keys are going to be the big open up here, I think.
No, absolutely agreed. So jkoper definitely pressing a lot further out. Keeps running into some nasty enemies. Keeps making it away with this 1 HP. It's been insane.
Yeah, 55 agility at level 8, and Dweem finds the big C, so he's got a little more knowledge. Not too far off to the west side of the castle there, but that Rogue Scorpion might be the... No, jkoper gets away.
Gets ambushed by the metal slime, but it does not hit him. And we're going to throw a stop spell and just hope that it does all hurts.
Meanwhile, over there on Dweem's side, he finds a cave, and I believe he's got Tablet Cave over there, so we're going to see a single chest here, but the metal slime hits for his guaranteed hit for 2, and that's going to send jkoper home.
Yeah, what an intriguing little run on exploration there for Koper, like running around with that 1 HP for quite a while, and did get some knowledge, got some information, and we'll see if which way he heads this one. Well, that's pretty big there for Dweem. Erdrick left us a key at the bottom, so key access acquired.
And like I said, Key's going to be big if he can get out of here and get back to the castle with money. He does have return, so if we can get some cash, get back in the castle, maybe take a peek at that armory, it might be very, very big for him.
Yeah, he healed and then started to walk, and then I think he had second thoughts. He's like, I should probably go cash this in.
Yeah, big thought process for him, saying, you know what, I've got money, I've got a key, let's get some more keys and see what's in the armory, even underneath the castle here. So we've got a couple of checks to be made right here in the castle, and we'll see what happens. With Garenham pretty close as well, you know, there's the 3 chests and the cave under Garenham as well.
Yep, Dweem's going to get us a little bit more information here. We'll see which way Koper decides to head here. We know he's just got to go slightly east to find coal and the Death Necklace and start that little parade of these locations Dweem has come across. But here comes the treasury.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play one of my favorite games on my channel, Rate the Treasury. So we've got a magic key to replace the one we just used. We have a torch. Let's see what else we got here. An herb and a silver harp. So not too terrible. Let's go ahead and say, I'd say 6.5 out of 10. Not bad.
6.5 out of 10. I'm leaning a little lower here. I'm thinking like a 4. I think I might even go lower, but it gives us one of the required items, and we got our key back at least. But that's where I'm falling.
Agreeable. And Mountain Cave under the castle. It's an edge special, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody knows how much I love Mountain Cave. I got to do it more than once.
And that Blue Dragon about to try and make Dweem have to do that as well. Left him with 3 HP in a dream, and takes one step into the Demon Knight.
Well, at least we know here now what's going to be there in Swamp Cave. If we have to find it, we've got blues, we've got Demon Knights, and we've got some Drakies. Might see a little bit more, but another Blue Dragon showing up here.
Absolutely amazing. He had 4 encounters in like 7 steps, and gets sent packing. But you know, we're not that far away. I think we're going to take another go at this.
Yeah, you'll see him head back down this time around. And yeah, again, not nope. He's going to nope out of this. He said, "Nah, I don't have enough resources for that just yet."
Yeah, it's intriguing. You know, it was a little scary there. I can definitely understand. Though, man, I would really want to know if my sword's downstairs with no hurt more, no hurt, no healing, and not a lot of strength.
I full agree. I'm surprised he hasn't walked into Garenham to make the check in Garenham just yet either.
I was curious about that as well. I was going to say he just started to walk past it and then just started grinding.
And look, no, he looks like he's just going to pick up a couple of gold here, and I'm not 100% sure what he's picking up for, but we're not going to see Garenham just yet. jkoper, though, is moving around. He went back to Castle, looks like, and is moving back around west of Garenham here, so he's probably going to start seeing some things he wants to see shortly as well.
Yeah, and I agree with Chad. I think he wants to level over on Dweem's side, which this Metal Scorpion will give him should he be successful in taking it out. And there's the heal more, but we stopped it.
Fell just short there, but we should see it here now that he's back at full, or at least full HP resources. Yeah, this next level may be big if it comes with anything breaking out.
Well, there's level 8 for Dweem, man. He continues on the grind. I'll be honest, maybe he just forgot that he's next to Garinham.
I'm thinking he might have Garinham and Cole mixed, but I don't think so. I think he's just going for a little bit here. I'm not 100% sure what the play is, but he's pulling something off here.
All right, Koper maybe starting to walk east. If he does, he's going to see Cole and probably panic just a bit.
And jkoper getting the Hakai for 34 is going to take the Warlock down in one shot there. And Dweem's still on the grind out here.
Yeah, Dweem grinding. We'll get into Garinham eventually here. Meanwhile, Koper should be able to get level 9 off of this Warlock, and we'll see what level 9 blesses us with.
And there it is. Here comes level 9. 9 is going to bring us 5 more power, 12 speed, 17 HP, 19 magic, and hurt. So not the more, but it's definitely something.
Absolutely, and now with the amount of stats we have, all that MP, we have the spell of sleep. You can do some pretty good damage with sleep and hurt. It's not as effective as and quick as hurt more, but it can get the job done.
Indeed, and the amount of enemies that you can put to sleep is pretty significant. And Dweem on his way into Garinham might see a quick rest and hopefully a door check. That's what we're hoping for. And here we go. He's going straight for the door check.
Yeah, he's like, I don't need to know anything. I use an herb, and let's go see what we got.
3 chests in the back here, plus 1 a cave back in the back. We've got Erdrick's token, so homework is complete just about. Gold in the back, and then our Garinhams, and an herb. So, a mighty small grind, but if you want to try and at least pick up some stuff, where he's got half play here, but there's not really any weapons around.
Yeah, this has been pretty interesting, and we got the other old man. He does not know where the Staff of Rain old man is as of yet. That was jkoper that saw it. As jkoper does come across the Town of Cold.
And looks like we're going to have Dweem heading off that direction to the south. So Dweem going to hopefully get some exploration in here pretty quick. He's not heading the same direction that jkoper did, but it is a new direction. And we'll hopefully see something here pretty quick. And he put the Droll to sleep. I don't think Dweem's seen the DL2 off of Droll yet.
I hadn't seen him see it either. Maybe he was just trying to conserve his HP. He's got a lot of MP to work with.
Indeed. And, of course, we know level 9 is going to give him a little bit more. And jkoper finding our first red dragon of the night. And it's going to be hitting pretty hard. There, Dweem sees it now.
Yeah, if he hadn't seen it before, he definitely has seen it now. And we do get away from that red dragon, that 67 agility doing some work for us.
Indeed, these agility seeds are always fun to watch because it's like, what can I get away from, but I can't really swing at just yet. And jkoper putting that agility on display right now.
Yeah, continuing around and just keeps finding other areas with swamps. This wolf could be a potentially pretty nice pickup here, though. 40 experience with where we're at is not too terrible. And we'll see what's downstairs from Dweem.
Yep, Dweem heading back in the mountain again. Try this again, see if he can make it through here without all the encounters, and immediately catches a Drakey maybe 4 steps in.
Okay, we're progressing slightly better now. Let's see how this goes for him.
Yeah, puts the Droll Magi to sleep, and he's going to go ahead and try to swing on it, but it wakes immediately up and hits him for 14. You should probably see a sleep and runaway tactic here shortly. And they have Baby Breath. Well, that was a lucky bit for Dweem there.
Yeah, the sleep didn't have any effect. He said, heck, I'll just try the run and gets away. But yeah, Baby Breath is interesting. Here's a blue dragon. We get away. Chest number 1 being held off by a Draki. But we get gold.
So a minor or a gold grind available if our runners so want to try to do it. They'll have to go downstairs and get the chests downstairs first and then come back up and get it. But let's see what's down in the bottom of Mountain Cave here.
All right, the next chest to the south, we got the Dragon Scale. So that's +2, but I think he already bought himself one. Top 2 chests here, we are getting an herb and some more gold.
So plenty of money to be had under the castle, but now let's find out what this last chest is. This is always the challenge for some folks getting around here, but it doesn't seem like there's too many things down here at the bottom that's too awful to see. Well, there's a demon knight.
Yeah, we knew the Demon Knight from Coper's side when he was in the grave earlier, since these share the same zones. But here's chest 5. We have another herb, so yay for Mountain, I guess.
Yeah, Mountain come up a little bit bupkis, but at least having gold. I mean, you have a small grind there if you need it. But again, we haven't really seen anything to grind for except for maybe magic armor. I mean, Dweem can pick that up, and since both runners have seen coal.
I mean, magic armor would be nice to have. It feels kind of sad to not be able to get any type of weapon at all, but we'll see what he opts to do with this knowledge. Meanwhile, Jkoper pushing off does come across the Big C himself, and we do know that the key tablet cave was somewhere in this vicinity. That's when Dweem saw the Big C and then ran in the tablet a few moments later.
Yeah, it's going to be just a little further north in that swamp area up north here. So he should see that, and we should see jkoper picking up keys here very shortly as well. There it is right there.
Well, that'll be nice from Coper's side. The two very fortuitous metal slimes giving Jkoper a little bit of an XP lead here and a little bit of an advantage on being able to press. We'll see how he is able to handle that in parlay. He's got to do a little bit of the same exploration we just saw Dweem doing. Now he's getting these keys, so that'll give Dweem some time to get back on the XP side.
Yeah, Dweem taking a death downstairs there. So we should hopefully see something come out of this, and maybe he'll decide to do a gold grind real quick or something along those lines. I'm not exactly sure what he's got planned here. But meanwhile, jkoper got his keys. He should be on his way out, and he maybe see a little more of that exploration in that area that Dweem was unable to complete.
Yeah, agreed. And yeah, we'll see what all happens here. This is going to be interesting. We'll see if Jkoper wants to also do the possible gold grind for a magic armor, so he has the same knowledge now as far as no real weapons. And yes, we will make fun of the bamboo pole in the club as not being weapons. But no good shield, not even a large shield to get little in a silver. Should be interesting.
Indeed, and Dweem now finding out the area over here. He hasn't seen the metal slimes yet, but you're going to see Jkoper grab some keys, and you're going to see Dweem start making his way towards the area Jkoper was in. So he might see Heart Cave here pretty quick if he can survive that long.
Yeah, he gets through that first area here. Got to go across the bridge and down. Meanwhile, Jkoper keying up, and we'll check the basement first. We'll see how he does in his mountain cave.
And a wyvern right there. Sleep heavy is always nice, but it woke up immediately after getting bonked on the head with that club. So I don't think Dweem's just going to go ahead and nope out of that one.
Yeah, Dweem just needs this level 9 because these enemies are all attainable with sleep hurt strats, since the game will not give us a weapon good enough to be able to do physicals at least. But he's currently just having to run away.
Yeah, but he's using these sleep run strats religiously right now because he is not seeing a lot of good stuff, especially for their level strength and all the minus resources they have. Meanwhile, Jkoper down in the bottom of Mountain, he's already got that one chest of gold, and he's going to see everything else.
Yeah, get all the sadness and disappointment here. Does look like Dweem is heading the same direction that Jkoper did when he came down this way, so should be seeing that cave up to the east here in a moment.
We should see that shortly, and the big thing is do you go back in Deep Grave? No, I don't think you do at this point. You still have a couple places out there. The potential of Cantlin having a coordinate. You still have Hawksness out there somewhere. You still got quite a few pieces and parts to before you want to make the judgment call.
Yeah, I agree, and it's fun because all that's right. He's coming across Greyfur's staff is next, but yeah, we've got two possible search places out there in the Cords and Hawksness. We're literally looking just for sword and armor. There is that silly musical instrument that no one loves somewhere around here as well, but no cursed belt knowledge yet to really have any idea of what may be populated on searches.
Indeed, no Doot Flute is the way to go. We all know it. But again, you're going to see Dweem here. Is he going to do the deep dive? He has all the homework items, so you've got to be. He's probably got to be thinking in his head, "Do I do this? Do I take the chance?" And there's his fighter's ring. Going to be discarding another torch here.
Yeah, I think the big issue for Dweem right now is he is out of herbs. So he may want to go down, but will the game allow him? He has no healing.
And it looks like Dweem's going to make that call. He's going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to just get this out of the way while he's here. We'll see if the game is nice enough to allow him to do that. We have a couple scary enemies up here. So, and then no idea what's downstairs.
Indeed, but we're going to find out pretty shortly. He's going to do, we'll see deep, and then we'll see deep grave after, more than likely, depending on what he finds, I guess, down here as far as enemy levels on the next couple levels down.
Well, we made it out of the top zone, and we're making the upper turn. We're going down another set of stairs here and a little bit of the path around. We'll see if we make it to this fourth chest.
Wraith Knights, but with the agility, he's able to get away pretty easily. And just beforehand, sees the metal slime down here in grave. Ooh.
Well, we get a fairy water in chest 4. Not ideal, but I guess we'll take it over a torch. And it's very possible this is that same overworld zone that jkoper saw earlier. Could be a different combo. Demon Knight's downstairs as well, so it's a little bit of a scary zone, that's for sure.
Indeed, and considering, like you said, we have no herbs left. He's going to try and get away from the Rogue Scorpion. Not quite enough, but I didn't see him try to sleep it again, and he's just going to get hit again with more hurt.
Does finally get away, but we are on fumes for HP right now. Meanwhile, Koper does go into the ham and does get his token and ancillary items out of there. So he's getting caught up on all the pieces here. It looks like we're pretty much equal outside of this deep grave knowledge.
Yep, and deep grave just a little bit away. He's still got some good magic left. So sleep and bounce is pretty good strat at this point. Hopefully, though, we'll see bottom of grave, see what deep has waiting for us here.
Yeah, it's like, oh, the no effect, and he's still alive. He's still alive. Does put it to sleep. 5 HP in a dream right now.
He's almost there. He's got to hope for a little bit of luck on his side here. Wraith Knight doesn't back attack him. He's able to get away. And we're at the staircase, but the Wyvern jumps in ship again, and he's able to get away there.
That is brutal game. Oh, that is so brutal. The downstairs Wyvern nails him 4 steps away from the chest, so he'll be left wondering for a while.
Yep, again, tried to jump ship on that one, and unfortunately the back attack is going to send him home, so absolutely no deep grave knowledge, and he didn't make it to Music Man either, so he does not know that that's there, but he's heading back that direction to see if he can get some more exploration that way.
Yeah, it's the right call. Go out and prosper here, get some leveling again. We know he's a little bit away from this level 9 and that hurt spell, which will definitely help him take on some of these enemies that we've been seeing around here. Although Koper is running away from the Wraith Knight. We'll see. Okay, we're going to at least do the Wyvern.
Yep, and if I know Dweem, there's definitely a few choice words that were had at that death there, and it's a bit rough to see, but you just got to get right back into it and try to see what you can find over there, knowing what we know, that is a required direction he's going to need to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dweem also trying to walk back and forth in that same exact tiles that Koper did a little bit earlier, but after seeing some of the other enemies, decided to just get out of there.
Dweem finding more of the swamplands. He didn't go back to Garenham to herb back up and finds our first golem and is able to get away with no problems. Trying to, I guess, see if there's anything over here, and not going to find much anything there.
Yeah, it just keeps going. Lots and lots of swamp on this map. It is insane. Erdrick's armor would be giant, which absolutely means we're not allowed to have it for a while.
And Wyverns have heal more. jkoper finding that out after he had already done a significant amount of damage there.
That stinks. It does have hurt as well. Wonder how frequent. Yeah, the hurt seems to be pretty frequent. You just throw a stop spell instead of a sleep and just hurt it down. It seems might be the right play.
Indeed, and that is working in Koper's favor. He is almost there to level 10. We'll see level 10 here pretty shortly. Meanwhile, Dweem doing the same thing. He's trying to get that level, looks like, just so he can get out of some of this craziness for level 9.
Yeah, he's so close yet so far. Koper heading back north of Charlock here gets hurt more by a Star Wyvern. We have just more enemies with some kind of ability.
Yeah, and he saw it earlier down in the bottom of the mountain. It was the one thing that Dweem did not see was the Star Wyvern down there. But it caught jkoper. He got sent back up, and he's like, yeah, I'm done with this. I don't think he got the last chest down there in the mountain, but I don't think he cares either at this point.
It's always interesting about orphan chests, especially in those big caves, that last chest or two. And it bothers. I know me as a runner, it bothers me, but the right play is to go somewhere else and just hope it isn't consequential.
Right, and you find that out late game usually that, oh man, I should have gone back that direction, and the troll going to catch jkoper from behind and hit him with the breath again.
Yeah, we're freely running from all of these nasty enemies, and the droll, obviously the enemy that will hold us up, as Dweem does finally hit level 9 with those big numbers and that hurt spell.
Yeah, and that'll be big for Dweem there now that he can just throw out the sleep, hit the hurt, and take off running in any direction he wants to go at this point. But again, Koper kills this Trakima, and he's going to exact level 10 here.
Oh, that's nice. And we're looking for some things here at level 10 because the strength not quite coming along. Our only other offense is the hurt spell, no healing at all. So we're going to get a whopping 2 power, 5 agility, 3 HP, 3 MP, yet another nothing burger level.
And that seems to be the 100% just thing of this seed so far is, one big level followed by 3, 4, 5 different nothing burgers, followed by another big level. So we should have a big level coming up pretty soon.
You would think for sure. And I'll be honest, the longer we go here, with all the hurt more enemies, the lack of healing, that magic armor, even if it is the only item you would grind for, seems that much more appealing.
Yeah, and both of our runners do know that the capability for that magic armor is there. They just have to get down into a grindable spot, coming back into main castle, grabbing the armory, and then dropping down and picking up those chests in order to get that grind going. But we have another town over on Koper's side.
Oh heck, it's Breck, but do they actually have some kind of gear that we may actually want to invest in? They have the hand axe. We will take a hand axe. Koper has just enough cash.
And that's a very big piece for Koper right now. A little sigh of relief as you're now at 60 attack power. That brings a few more things into a better light to try and take down without having to run through resources ridiculously.
Yeah, and since Koper had the bamboo pole, I'd like to think that, rather than giving him a fresh, brand new axe, they upgraded the axe head onto his bamboo pole so he'd get to keep that comfortable pole he's been using this whole season.
Right? I mean, it just makes it that much better, and it makes it that much more comfortable to smack around. From bonker to chopper, as Ziggy wants to throw out there. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see how Koper decides to play this Magic Wyvern. He is definitely going to use the hurt strat still. Usually in the range of 3 hurts, but that swing, there's a 6, not nearly on the damage range, so we got a lot of MP. Throw out the hurt, and this is a big HP or XP gain.
Yeah, and if you look at it, I mean, 3 HP from 9 to 10 was not a really big jump. You're still pretty much in the whole space of, well, there's not a lot I can swing at right now.
Oh, we got another town just west of where we just were, and which one do we have? We have Keysville. We already got the keys, but we can see what the chest has.
The old 2-for-1 special here. Steal from the old man, see what he's got, and just bought that axe. So I bet you a weapon comes in here. No, just more money, but we do have the weapon shop.
Yeah, and conveniently enough, if there's a large shield here, we went over that threshold for the 800 gold that shield would cost, and we do have that. There we go.
So another big piece there for Koper with that large shield. That'll bring his defense power to 64. That gives him a lot easier time on some of these things. Meanwhile, Dweem finding a Druin over here, trying to swing out on it.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting right now where we're at in the seed. We're down to just a few locations left. We have both ends of Swamp Cave still. We have the Stones Cave with our free chest in it. We have 2 towns in Cantlin and Hawksnest, and we just got another crit on the Metal Slime.
Yep, jkoper having some big Metal Slime luck, and there is another town on jkoper's side. Let's see what he's going to get after this Warlock goes down. Alrighty, Koper able to take that down, and we are going to see Hawksness. Not quite the town you want to see here, but at least get some kind of knowledge of what's here with this agility at 72. He can at least get away from maybe whatever's there. I mean, he has ran from several red dragons already.
But unfortunately, the double hurt more from a werewolf with a max on the second one, not necessary werewolf, will send him home. Did not run, but yet more knowledge about Sharlock. That's 2 enemies in Sharlock with hurt more at minimum now.
Gotta love those werewolves, man. Got to love them. And jkoper, I know, saw them last night as a threat because they were indeed a threat, and now coming in threat again.
Yeah, and again, another enemy that having the magic armor would have definitely mellowed the effect of those hurt mores and possibly gave him an opportunity to live. Meanwhile, Dweem gets back out into the swamp that he died in earlier after running out of hit points and finds out it's a very quick dead end shortly thereafter.
Yeah, so it looks like that area down where jkoper was earlier, the only real thing down there is going to be over by the Music Man and Grave. Still not knowing what Deep Grave has, still not knowing, he doesn't know that Deep Mountain Chest 5 is nothing down there. So, yeah, you definitely need to hope for Cantlin coming up for some coordinates, hopefully some easy coordinates. Still needing... Swamp Cave is also another piece, maybe for some spike knowledge. So lots of big things still to be found here.
Yeah, and Koper, yeah, like you were saying, we're just shy of level 11, 2175 needed. We're bound to get a breakout level at some point, and we're guaranteed to at least get some of these magic spells finally guaranteed by level 16. So we're knocking on the door.
Indeed, and Koper with another town, but I think we've already seen this town. Yeah, it was Breckenary, so a quick rest here will give him his good stuff back for the cheapest inn in all the land.
Yeah, meanwhile, Dweem, he's fighting some of these races. He's taking on some of these early mid-game to mid-game enemies and dealing with them pretty nicely overall. Trying to min-max his HP as best as possible, putting things to sleep so he doesn't have to tank any damage where possible. That's always relying on the enemy actually staying asleep. And we're going to get additional herbs from jkoper. Lots of herb usage in the seed.
Oh, yeah. It's rough when you don't have any of the major utility spells you need. You only have hurt, sleep, big pieces to take out some of the stuff, but you have no way to recover after doing whatever it is, especially if they wake up on you.
Okay, well, we'll see which way jkoper decides to head off here now and what he wants to try and do. Meanwhile, Dweem just keep going along. The metal slimes haven't been there for him like they have been for jkoper, and that's about the difference in the experience points at this point.
Yeah, and now mid late game here, we're seeing that RNG swap here, where Dweem is not seeing the same enemies Koper is, and Koper's able to take those enemies out, as in 3 metal slimes thus far.
Well, Koper seems to want to be heading back towards Hawksness, and with the amount of enemies we've seen abilities with, we have a hurt spell, which is a little slow, but we have stop spell, we have sleep for the enemy or two that may be able to be slept. That is a possibility, and he sees some swamp, and now he's just wanting to grind this in.
Not a bad idea. The zone's not awful, and everything is takeable in about 2 to 3 to 4 hertz. So, not an awful piece to have to deal with.
Well, he tries to put the rogue scorpion to sleep. doesn't land it, sees how much damage it did to him. Now the rogue also has hurt because everything has something, it seems, at this point. We'll see who hurts who the most.
Yep, Dweem managing with that agility to get away from the Armored Knight there. So AK-47 is not going to play a factor just yet. And Dweem's putting this Warlock to sleep, going to swing on it. And waking up, Dweem is not having the same sleep like the jkoper is.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like RNG, you're playing the wrong game. This is definitely RNG simulator. And sometimes the RNG rolls in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. And to be honest, in most times, it's a blend, and we just remember all the bad and forget the good.
Sometimes you just got to kind of roll with it, but we do see Breckenary over on Dweem's screen, so he is going to see that as well as he comes up to getting close to needing to refill on herbs and things of that nature, because I believe he used his last one coming across the swamps.
Well, here we go. We got level 11. We've got Aaron 2222 level of experience right now, and we got heal more. We got healing finally, and we got a decent amount of MP, so that makes this slightly more viable depending on what ends up being here. But we are about to find out.
Yeah, the quick heal, and here we go. It is an Armored Knight, and we haven't really seen any of our runners try to take on said Armored Knight. jkoper going to stop spell him immediately and gets it landed, so it means he's got something.
Yeah, and what's funny is all the Armor Knight I've seen so far have been physical, so it's probably a heal spell on the back end, or a 25% something. But let's see how this goes. This is not even remotely free. We've got 5 heal mores left.
Indeed, but it is at least knowledge for jkoper what's there, and he is whittling away, but not going to be enough, as this Armor Knight does still have a pretty good punch on him.
Yeah, the big punch coupled with the continued low HP cap is a bad combo. So, but Koper has knowledge, and he knows that, another 10 HP hurt more, a big strength gain, and just being really cautious. Any of those kind of items will allow him to get into that.
Yep, and Dweem now picking up his hand axe here in Breckenary, going to refill on his herbs as well. That's going to be a big boost for Dweem as well, now knowing he's got a little bit more stuff he can swing at a little easier, but still, he's on the lower end of the HP still. Well, I'd say mid-range of the HP, where we're still trying to take on some of these bigger enemies.
Yeah, so from our perspective, he doesn't know it, but he's one level away from a healing spell in Heal More. He doesn't have the knowledge of where the staff cave is yet, but Koper does. I'm kind of surprised he actually hasn't walked back past there just to get that out of the way, and then maybe conversely run into our last real cave, which is the Stones Cave, our last town in the town of Cantlin, hoping for some coordinates or something, and we'll see what happens. But we got metals in a desert now.
Yeah, big thing for Koper, considering, like I said, he is the Metal Slimes layer tonight. He is not having any problems with these metals. Meanwhile, Dweem's starting to find some of the areas that jkoper's already found off to the south and west. He may run across Breckenary here, or not Breckenary, but Hawksness here real shortly as well.
Yeah, it seems like since they finally really started pressing out into this overworld, it's been Dweem just a couple minutes behind Koper on the directions, when initially it was Koper a couple minutes behind Dweem on the directions.
jkoper hitting that Rogue Scorpion with the stop spell, so now he's not going to be tanking any more of those hurts. And now Dweem is going to find, I believe this was Rimeldar, so he's going to find the 2-for-1 disappointment here. Oh, but he is going to find Large Shield.
Yeah, Large Shield just needs to get a good roll of the gold here, and he does get a great roll.
Now that'll help him out. He'll get some defense power there, and he'll be able to take a quick rest here as well. Starting to use that repel spell so he can try to just take on the bits and pieces he needs. And jkoper Hakai on that the Wraith Knight there. And yeah, the experience is just rolling along right now with some of these mid-tier enemies.
Yeah, the modest amount of strength we have, coupled with the extra 15 from the hand axes, not hurting too bad along these low to mid game enemies here, and it adds up pretty quick. We're about halfway to level 12, which is right at 3K.
And Dweem does indeed see Hawksness. He's about to go find out that. I don't know if you see a Hawksness check from Dweem at this point with the low HP, but knowing that you've got, in the 70s for agility, maybe you pop in and see if you can run from whatever's there.
Nah, Dweem's like, good jokes game. I'm out. I'll be back at some point in the future.
Yep, he immediately nopes out, says, I don't think so, Tim. And he's going to go ahead and head down here on the south side, sees that little chunk of islands there, but he's probably just going to say, nah, it's too much swamp to be running through with no healing magic.
Yeah, and for Dweem, he checked past there. That does look like that might be a southwest corner. It's hard for me to remember exactly where we're at on the map. I mean, we're obviously on the west coast, but so far, Koper not finding any of those other 4 locations we have left. We know there are 3 caves and 1 town MIA somewhere on this map with the excellent dodge there.
Indeed. And yeah, it looks like southwest corner at this point, because I believe that is the southernmost part of the map. We are definitely west coast for sure.
All right, so we have no knowledge if anything's going to be in Hawks, no knowledge if there's going to be coordinates, no ability to check Hawks right now, no idea where coordinates may even be located if they are. We have both ends of Swamp and the Stones Cave. We have, from Koper's perspective, he has Mountain 5. From all of our perspectives, we have Gray 5. And then 7 checks in Sherlock. Where is our armor and sword going to be?
Let's stick them both in the castle. Why not? Let's just make this seed the complete 100% troll that it is so far. And as chat added, we're an hour in, though, thus far.
Yeah, and it's, it does, on paper, it doesn't look like it's progressing hugely here. You look at an hour in, you see 1,700 experience. It feels kind of bad. Honestly, 2,600 doesn't feel that much better. But 900 experience gap between the two at that hour definitely seems very large. I think from Dweem's perspective, he really, really needs to get lucky on exploration. Hope for, honestly, maybe like a level 12 hurt more, or one of those really questionable levels that one person presses while you get that extra level that makes it a lot safer. There's a few other ways that it could go, but I think that's where we're looking right now.
Yeah, it's just, this is rough. I mean, as a runner, we all at this point feel really just in rough shape. An hour in, only at level 10 or 11, and an hour in, and you're still missing the big pieces that you have to have, armor and sword. And especially this seed, you're going to need sword. Flame sword's just not going to cut it, but we haven't seen anywhere that's got it. The only place it could possibly be is in the shopping mall, and if it's not there, boy, is this going to feel rough if you have to go into Sherlock without a sword.
Yeah, and especially, depending on what our other grind spike is, at this point, with how far away it has to be in the Swamp Cave, you actually kind of hope that Cantlin's nearby, especially if it does turn into being one of those nice grindable hurt more enemies, such as a Green Dragon and an Axe Knight, and at least parlay that, because our other options, that AK-47, and while it's doable, once we get hurt more, it's a grind that eats up the resources, and with our low HP, really stinks.
And, let's think even further. With the way the map has been laid out so far, I think Castle's pretty close to center, so, the count for this is going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, that definitely could be the case. It'll be intriguing if we do have chords. I'm excited. I like fun counts, for sure. I like when no reverse is an option, and you got to make a decision one way or the other. But this Wyvern here for Koper will be level 12 if he gets it.
He's going to go ahead and burn the heal more there. Oh, no, that was the Wyvern trying to burn a heal more and was unable to. And Dweem seeing Grave again, but here we go, level 12. Level 12 is going to bring no strength, 8 speed, 4 hit points, 9 magic, and heal, regular old heal.
Well then, we're not killing anything any faster. Literally, you can't kill anything any faster. The extra MP is nice. I guess we have great agility.
Oh, indeed. I mean, we're running from a good chunk of things, and even Koper has shown so far that he's getting away from red dragons with almost little problem. He's going to go ahead and take a quick rest here and get his resources back.
Oh, and we got an Overworld Armor Knight for Dweemer down here on the southern coast is going to send him packing back. So Yeah, it seems like everywhere we go, it's going to be a little bit of a walk, and that kind of stinks. So losing position sucks right now. When you're out on this overworld trying to find a location, otherwise you just get into a zone and grind stuff.
Well, here's going to be the fun part. You've got 66 HP now on jkoper's side. Is he going to try that Armored Knight again? It looks like he's going to go for it.
With all that MP, this is a lot more attainable, I would say. He does have to still get lucky with maybe not having it hit the high end, but we got all that extra defense going from the additional agility as well. Defense looking very nice according to the stat line.
Indeed, but that Droll still has DL2 and is able to back attack jkoper again. This has not been a fun time for jkoper as far as those Drolls go.
And I was waiting to see this. What's interesting to me is jkoper landed stop spell on his first fight. Never saw a spell from this thing, which almost certainly tells me it has a heal spell on the back end, but did not throw stop spell this time.
Well, we're just going to have to wait and see as he starts to dwindle this thing down. We do know that hitting for 34, 35 this time around. So, 35 is a danger zone he can still see. And let's just hope that he gets a little better luck this time around.
He could, he could pull off the just crit strats here after we've whittled down some of this. But seems like we're just going to nickel and dime this thing down. But yeah, as chat pointed out, we could always hit that random 1 in 16 chance that exists on about everything here. But he's thinking about it. Does throw it out again. No effect this time, so TBD.
Yep, and you gotta wonder. I mean, he knows it hit earlier, and everything else has had something. So it's just, is this going to be as dangerous as everything else, or is he going to get lucky and it's not? It just wants to swing its axe.
Well, He's okay. We threw out a hurt and get a 1 in 16 miss. Amazing.
Yeah, jkoper unfortunately finding all of the no strats tonight with everything not happening in his favor whatsoever, trying to land spells and things of that nature. The horrible RNG early in the game, finding nothing around Tanager to fight. And it's just been that kind of night.
Yeah, then he throws out another hurt. It lands for a min roll. But he does successfully take down this Armor Knight, and he is rewarded with the armor that is giant.
That is huge with all the swamp. And again, finally we all get to say it. Is this even randomized armor in Hawksness? What a crazy thought.
So here we go. No more damage from any of the tiles anywhere with all this swamp. We're going to get that benefit from the hurt more not causing as much damage. That DL2 not going to hurt us as much. And now the question becomes, what does jkoper want to do to get experience? Because the only other thing out here we're truly looking for is that sword. And that could be anywhere at this point.
Oh, yeah. And, we all know that we still have Bottom of Grave. We still have Sharlock. We still have Free Cave. And potential for coordinates, which we have not found Cantlin yet. So this is in his favor, though. He is able to go back in there and maybe start punching on this Armored Knight again. I personally myself wouldn't, but that armor is huge for a lot of other things, being able to keep up with his HP, plus the 1 HP per step, the immunity stop spell, anything that is casting stop spell. I don't think we've seen too many things throwing stop spell out there.
Yeah, I agree. I think I saw 1, maybe 2 stop spells, but this is the bigger piece, is the added defense is now damage breaking anything that's non-Sharlock. And he's got a decent zone here. He might opt to just go back and forth in this zone on these, late, early to mid-game enemies and just tink away at them. I think you can get through these a lot faster and safer than you can on an Armor Knight.
And, again, the other big thing is we haven't seen a Silver Shield around anywhere yet either. That is also another a big kick in the pants, is a lack of even just anything in shops. So, you're having to rely on whatever you can find out there. Large shield is the best thing we've seen so far.
Yeah, that no upgrade to the offense whatsoever stinks. Watch Cantlin have all the fun stuff, and by the time we get there, we just truly won't care. Meanwhile, Dweem back out here on the exploration path, just a a little behind on being able to have all the same knowledge, but to be quite honest, quite a bit behind on the experience, and I don't see that closing that gap anytime soon, and he's a ways away from getting this armor out of Hawks.
Indeed, but he is going to come around back to that south side he died in earlier. Heelmore coming in huge clutch here right now for him as he is, finding all the things that are still punching him for double digits, upper double digits.
Yeah, and this is what we've relegated ourselves to. He's trying to take on knights. These things are resource hogs. He's swinging, realizing he's doing below hurt range, so he's using hurts. It's still 3 or 4 hurts. And it's good experience, 78. You ain't going to sneeze at this point of the seed, but it's just very time intensive to get there.
Indeed, and the best thing you can do right now is especially for Dweem, if he finds Caitlyn and it has things and he has a little bit of extra cash to spend on said things, it would be huge in his favor if he can find some sort of offensive upgrade. Again, a broadsword, a flame sword, something like that. He does have a gold grind, but this late in the seed, do you really even go back to grind? I seriously doubt I would.
Yeah, it feels real bad. There's one of our missing caves down there on the bottom right, I believe. Oh, no, this is back around the grave. He hasn't gone past grave yet.
Nope, so he's still missing the harp turn-in, and jkoper hasn't gone back to do his harp turn-in yet either, knowing what he knows. But again, now he can walk freely amongst pretty much everything. If he decided to cast Repel, he's pretty much, everything's not bothering him.
Yeah, it's everything wizard and down is done at this point if you repel from jkoper's perspective. But yeah, especially now that he got Hawks' handled, it is kind of surprising he hasn't gone back to complete that homework, because it could lead you to the location or locations you're looking for. Because clearly we never got past that location, unless he did, and I just missed that part of his exploration earlier.
And another metal slime over there on Coper's side. And Coper's going to try and take this guy down, but he's going to take off running before he gets a chance. So he and Dweem are kind of in the same area.
Well, Coper quickly progressing towards level 13. 4125 needed for level 13. And we'll see if 13 finally gives us that big spell we're looking for at the very bottom of that list, and the ability to kill a lot of these things in one shot versus the several minor shots we've been doing.
Yeah, Hurtmore would definitely be an opening here. Dweem only missing that bottom chest, but he still hasn't followed that coastline up and around to find turn-in there. He does know where the jerk is at. Everybody knows where that's at. They over there by Castle and Garenham. But Caitlyn could be around the way he's going now too. And another spot I know we haven't checked is a little farther east of Cole. There's still some area over there we haven't explored.
Good. I'm glad you said that, because in my mind I was thinking I didn't know that we did all the east, and that might be confirmations. Red Dragon, ambush, death for Dweem, not ideal. That stinks. But here is level, oh my god, 24 power, 1 agility, 7 hit points, 6 magic, and outside.
The strength alone on that level made it completely worth it. Now you're able to swing at a whole lot of stuff without having to worry about too much stuff. And with Erdrick's armor, again, you're gaining a point of defense, but a point is not terrible when it's taking out attack damage that you could potentially be taking.
And after that attack power gain there, Coper starts swinging at this blue dragon. It's not going to be a quick fight still, though. We don't have a ton of attack power with that hand axe, but we've got an improvement.
Indeed, and that improvement is going to play big for Coper. He is definitely the piece he needed to see, and he just ran away from that armored knight, not even bothering with it. He is looking for Caitlyn, trying to find what he's looking for, and he knows that it's going to be one of two things for Caitlyn Court if we have it. It's going to be sword, or it's going to be the Duke Flute.
Yeah, buddy, and he was just near where the staff cave was, because we saw a grave on his screen moments before he started heading down this way. So yeah, he is laser focused on trying to find these last locations. Again, we have 3 cave entrances on this overworld somewhere. We have both ends of Swamp and the Stones Cave with our free chest, and then of course we have the town of Caitlyn somewhere.
Yep, and like we said, Caitlyn may be the big equalizer. It also could be the biggest zonk the world has ever seen. We may never know.
Yeah, either way, though, it's knowledge that we definitely want to acquire. So Koper traversing across the southern edge finds two of our missing caves. Come on, both ends of swamp. There's swamp north. Don't.
Might be having a few technical difficulties here.
Yeah, not sure if anybody can hear us, but the Stones Cave next door had the swamp or the sword.
And we're back.
Yeah, that was a little interesting. Apologies for that, and we missed some action there. I did see Stones Cave with the big stick next to the Swamp North Cave, so that was huge.
Yeah, and that now leaves Cantlin an unneeded piece, and jkoper are going to go pick up his staff, completing homework completely, and now it's grind and go mode for jkoper. I think we're going to see him head right back to Hawksness, and this is just going to be a slog grind through those armored knights at this point, because he has a refill spot in Rimmeldar just north of Hawksness.
I had a feeling he was going to do this. And Dweem's right behind him here, finding these caves, by the way. Still missing the armor because he couldn't take down the armor knight as of yet, but going to have the big stick, so that's big for him to be able to try and maintain pace. But Koper's going to come see what this enemy is here in Swamp. I mean, if we get an enemy that is heavy on spells, because we're not damage breaking anything that can be there, but could be heavy on spells that we can throw a stop spell and just freely wail at, might be pretty beneficial as well. So I think it's good knowledge to get here.
Agreed. And I mean, if you get an easy green dragon there too at this point, that's not an awful thing to see, because we do know that green dragons were over there close to the castle by where those metal slimes that jkoper were grinding on earlier in the sea as well.
Yeah, little bit of options here and there. He is he is taking risky swings on blue dragons there, but does take out a blue dragon on the way down to the spike. And we just got to go around the corner here. Nope, one more. There you go. Sometimes you get interrupted, forget where you're at, but we have the blue dragon.
Yep, blue dragon just for spike tile, not going to give him the chance to get there just yet without a fight, and he's going to swing on this blue dragon again. Hopefully not near as risky as the last one. But a quick 180 for him, and he is closing in on closing the gap on 14 here. And Dweem now seeing the staff cave, so it's a golem on spike tile.
Yeah, no to McFlute. Oh man, this is a rough fight without the flute it has baby breath.
The baby breath is a little bit better at this point to see than the swings, but it looks like baby breath may be like 25%. It's got sleep. Oh, that's not good.
Okay, then. Honestly, I would love to see like 50% sleep, and you throw a stop spell out, and should try to fight. That was 2 sleeps in a row that it had an opportunity. Let's see if the stop spell maxes at a 6 out of 16 resist, and we do land our first drive.
That's nice news for jkoper. Being able to block that sleep and just kind of swinging out on this thing. It's 360 experience points, pretty much for free, minus a couple of shots. He does like to still be physical. A little bit of the DL1 or the baby breath here. So good thing for jkoper if he can take this thing down.
Yeah, it's intriguing here. Not sure exactly what you would want to do at this point. I think you're one away. I think you would try. I would try one more. I think just because you're already here and it's one away from a level. But does look like he is opted to not deal with this golem and maybe heading back to the Armor Knight.
And I think you've got Dweem fixing to head in the exact same direction. So, if Dweem can have a little better luck, if he sees that sleep early, this is a spot for Dweem to maybe pick up a little bit more experience, but he doesn't have near as much attack power as what jkoper has with 2 levels on him.
Yeah, precisely. But that's a big 180 from that blue dragon for Dweem. Going to get him up to level 12 at least here. Not a lot of love there, just a little bit of extra stats in that baby heal. He's going to pop through. From his perspective, he doesn't know that there's the armor in Hawks. and he may be wanting to try and see if cords exist, try and find Caitlin, maybe get the armor through that method.
Yeah, that is the thought process in play here, because he walked into Hawksness, walked immediately out, didn't have a prayer's thought or chance on that. But we know that level 12 is possible to take that down, and since he has sword, it'll be a little easier for him to take that armored knight versus jkoper, who was swinging with that hand axe earlier.
Yep, and unless this goes east, this swamp continent very small, which I think we almost surely would have to have because we've seen so much of this overworld already.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we somehow come back around Cole and complete the circle here. It would be. Nope, it looks like it's going to end up on its own little island here with nothing on it.
All right. Well, we know that Caitlin's somewhere on the main continent then. Most likely, at this point, either east over there of where we were or east to the start. But 1-0, 25 HP now at level 14, and we're getting a lot closer to those in-game stats.
Yeah, jkoper back in his grind area outside of Breckenary here that he was working with over around the Hawksness area as well. Not a terrible spot for him. He can do a quick recharge if he needs to. But hopefully Dweem just decides maybe let's go into Hawksness, and if he does and sees armor, this is going to feel real rough and real behind real quick.
Yeah, and it's not a free fight still at this level. You got to play it a little smart, but does seem to be progressing in that direction. So hopefully we'll see him take this on. He probably is not going to be happy when he sees the armor knight. But we'll see if he's able to get through it. But yeah, a lot of uphill climb for Dweem to get himself fully back into this.
Yeah, and the stats are starting to come along, but the problem is we still are lacking in strength, and we are going to need one big level, one big strength boost. And we have seen where it can jump up. We had the 26 on the first level, so it is still possible.
Well, that's interesting. A stop spell Axe Knight. Wonder if he might have something else with it, but that could be an absolutely free fight for Koper if he found a zone with them in it.
Yep, and Dweem here now over in Rim. He knows that he's there, right? Hawksness just south of him. So we'll probably see this Axe Knight or this Armored Knight fight, and hopefully Dweem can pull something off here. The same as Koper. Again, he has the sword and he has a little more attack power than Koper did when he went into this fight.
Well, it does look like Armor Knight is on the menu for jkoper. He's going to take the repeatable enemy here for 172 experience. It's going to be a little bit of a slog still with where we're at. Most likely doing 3 shots, but occasionally 4-shotting, and very rarely I'd say 2-shotting at this point. But if he ever gets to it, meanwhile, there it is for Dweem.
And Dweem already taken 20. Like I said, considerably a much easier fight for Dweem. Not an assured fight like you said, because there's still factors into this, but as long as he can stay ahead of the curve, he should be okay with this fight.
Yep, just heal if you get hit hard is the big thing here. Just stay high enough HP so you can't die. The sword being a giant boon for Dweem in his fight.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it at 69 earlier with Koper over there. He was hitting for 35 max, so as long as you stay above that, you should be in good shape and just heal while you have it. You have copious amounts of magic at this point.
Yeah, we did, but he did take a risky swing. He was down to 32 HP after getting hit for 34, and just got hit for 34 again. So yeah, that was a little sketchy there, but didn't get punished for it.
Indeed, and yes, coordinates can be flute, but again, we haven't even checked to see if there are coordinates. There could be this could be one of those seeds that there are no coordinates, and we do have armor over here on Dweem's side now that Dweem is a little happier. He's not getting hit for as much. So now we're going to see both of our runners just in grind and go mode at this point.
Yeah, both runners in identical position at this play. Only thing they both have to do is go back into Garenham right outside of start, pick up that rainbow, and get in the Sharlock when they feel that it's ready. But Koper with a, at this point, substantial, nearly 3,000 experience point lead. I think the story of the seed is, Koper got out just slightly slow. Dweem got some good some good luck. Koper clearly benefited from multiple metal slime kills across a few different levels that never hurt but he was able to parlay that into better overall exploration grinding, while Dweem was getting a little RNG'd on a couple bad deaths in the overworld that sent him back home much sooner than Koper had to face.
Indeed, and neither of them playing the again Lord of the Sense, saying that the sorry, English is hard today. The magic armor would have been a big grind early game for these guys, having the 1 in 4 HP regain as heals didn't come till late.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see either of them having had the magic armor at one of the earlier moments they could have gotten it, to see what that may have done for them and where we could possibly be. But Dweem out of resources, going to go ahead and take a death off this armor knight. Meanwhile, Koper 3 away from a level here.
And correcting my blunder, metal slime grind paid off for jkoper. Yes, it did indeed, as he's taken down 3 of them, and at early levels enough to be able to turn those into bigger levels. So yeah, it was pretty big for jkoper.
Yeah, you can't ever say metals don't benefit just because they get you to that next level faster. Even if that next level isn't useful, you're already there and can progress. So there's definitely that benefit, but ultimately, a little bit of luck on the overworld. I mean, remember that walk that jkoper had for like 5 minutes with 1 HP, just cleaning up exploration while he was doing it was, those little moments are also very, very critical.
Well, Dweem trying to quickly get back over there, and it's going to be huge for him. But again, right now, jkoper is just extending this lead ridiculously every moment that Dweem is not back there in Hawks, just trying to take the Armored Knight down. But we should see on this one, there it is, 7,500, level 15. Is it going to be enough? With 5 power, 1 speed, 6 hit points, 2 magic points, and there's hurt more before 16. Not near enough of what we need, but it is getting there.
Yeah, definitely getting there. We're in that really close to being able to consistently swing hurt more range now as well. So that will definitely speed up this grind for jkoper as we progress towards the next level at 9750. We got the town not too far away to go top off in Rim. And with a decent amount of HP now, you can get a couple cycles before having to heal. So this is just going to continue to climb really, really fast for jkoper.
Yeah, at this point, jkoper is 100% in command of his own destiny at this point. That 3rd win looking really tasty right now. But again, we still have to get down in Sharlock. We've seen Red Dragons, but we've not seen any of the swing yet. So we don't know what Red Dragons are doing just yet.
Oh yeah, there's still some chances at some curveballs for sure. We saw, to be quite honest, some trivial. Oh, there's a. I thought he died. It just was a weird shake because jkoper's ROM always looks a little weird. But yeah, we got a couple hurt more enemies and werewolves and star wyverns. We're probably not going to be too concerned with those guys unless they throw out like a sleep. I'll be honest, that 25, maybe 50% sleep from the golem scares me more just because it's going to hit us hard regardless. So that might be a concern. But other than that, nothing that we've seen that's super concerning and not enough knowledge, like you said, about the red.
And we've looked at this thus far. We've only seen 1 enemy throwing out the L2, and that was the Droll's early game. As jkoper's taken several deaths to those, so there's got to be something else out there that's got it. So it could, again, this Red Dragon could play pretty big into things.
Yeah, at this point, though, I think it's safe to say for Dweem, we need one of a few things to happen here. We need Koper to dive on a very borderline level and keep stepping on rakes as he goes and have to do a dive or 2 extra. One of those enemies, such as a Red Dragon, showing up and having some nasty ability, and then we're in the RNG Nightmare Sharlock experience. Some of that nature, though, definitely has to happen. There is level 13 for Dweem, but still about a 4,500 experience point deficit.
Well, with the strength increase, Dweem feels a little bit better swinging on these knights now. And, we've got demons, we've got axe knights in here. So it's a pretty good little area here inside of Hawksness, not to mention the Armored Knight guaranteed in the Spike Tile, and the Hakai for 83 for the Axe Knight down in 1 shot for Dweem there.
Yeah, and that is another opening stop spell by that Axe Knight. So it's a shame it's not the spike. You could probably live here for the rest of your life, to be quite honest. Now that we have the armor, you don't have to worry about that stop spell. But yeah, Dweem getting at it. He's doing exactly what he needs to do here. The name of the game now for either of these runners is just kill as much as possible. I'll be honest, jkoper not repelling right now is driving me insane. He's running into a bunch of trivial enemies out there. I think was hoping he might get another metal slime, but it was eating up a little bit of time there.
Indeed, and we still have the one spike tile down in Charlock, so that could be a very easier grind. But getting down there is also the big taint to the whole thing as well.
Yeah, it's that whole all them floors in between the top and the bottom that really stinks, and then depending on what's in the 3 zones, all the enemies we encounter. But yeah, sometimes that you get down there and you're like, there's been an Axe Knight here the whole time that I could just be living on.
Indeed, and again, right now jkoper is just hammering out a swing hurt more combination here, taking these armored knights down with minimal resource loss. Dweem though is doing his best. He's trying to get in here and get these shots in, but I think the experience gap is probably too large at this point, just because of the good luck for jkoper early game with metal slimes.
Yeah, for sure. You hate to see it too. You like to see it try and be slightly more competitive, but again, I mean, I've seen some nasty RNG turns. This would have to be a really, really bad one, I'd say, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Again, people do tend to press some slightly tight levels every once in a while, though. Koper very, very learned in many, many randos, and typically pretty good at DWR at making good quality decisions.
Yeah, and Dweem is still an early runner, but he has definitely been a breakout runner in a few of these these last few tournaments. So again, it's knowledge and it's bits and pieces, but it's still a good run for both runners here.
Yeah, precisely, and yeah, I mean, it's possible Dweem does feel a little behind. I think as many runners do, they probably feel they're behind regardless. That's the inherent nature of the beast, and at least with this game, so many people, it's so easy to not feel that you're doing well in this game compared to some of the other randos. Some of the other randos, you get some lucky dives, or you do well on combat in certain areas, and you're just like, man, I feel like this is going really well. But this game just constantly punishes you to the point where you don't think it's anything. But here's level 16. We got another 10 power, 4 hit points, 13 MP. I think we are going to get a dive here.
Oh yeah, we're hitting that return now, so it is go mode here for jkoper, and I think you've got a pretty good shot here. 108 hit points, you've got a litany of magic, and 133. Mathematically, you're swinging for the fences here, because this is pretty good and prime pieces for jkoper at this point.
Yeah, this is that was a fairly clear level there. It gave us a 14th heal more. On the nose. It gives us that buffer of extra HP that makes you feel a little better. We have moderately decent agility, although it's borderline almost too high to where the game starts to punish us. And we're doing an 8 to 16 range once we get down there. So everything feels good so far. We'll see what Charlock decides if we're allowed to feel good or not.
Right, and again, Golems could be a big factor if you get back attacked, but at 85 agility, again, nothing's ever guaranteed. You could see it because we see Drolls earlier back attacking jkoper. We saw many different pieces and parts. So again, equalizers do occur here in Charlock, and we are about to find out as we summon the Bifrost with that rainbow drop and on our way in to Charlock Castle.
Yeah, this is awesome. For how sluggish and sloggy we were with the lack of spells and the lack of strength and HP, getting a just over 90-minute Charlock entry, not too shabby here, having to get all the way up to level 16. We start out with Armor Knights in the top zone. We know they love their axe.
Indeed, we didn't see anything dangerous from him, even when we got him to low HP, so the stop spell was, we thought it was a big thing. But jkoper not having too many problems here. Golem in his way. Oh, the blocked run at 85 agility is a little rough to see.
Yeah, Yeah, that's what I was referring to earlier. That 85 just at that edge to where the game's going to start punishing you. You should never be able to run fail to a golem at 85 agility, but you tend to see it a little higher.
Well, now on the long floor, we'll see if we've got anything dangerous here on this first floor. And so far, only one encounter, and there's a red dragon, and we're going to see what we're going to look at here. So far, Bitemore is the thing.
Yeah, it looks like our big boy enemies just brought out the physicals. 1 HP man gets the mercy roll. We're going to use 2 more herbs versus any magic. We are working with bonus MP here. And with knowing what's in the zone, I would love to see him top all the way off.
Oh, indeed. And this red dragon is going to play heck. He said, you ran from me early in the seed, but not anymore. We're going to play this game. Even the Axe Knights are giving a little bit of problems to jkoper here, but the very stop spell heavy Axe Knight plays in jkoper's favor there as he gets away finally.
Yeah, this is interesting, and he kind of just pauses on that golem for a second, take a quick breather, but we get out of zone 1. We're in the zone 2 to see if it's any better.
Yep, diamond floor is where things change up a little bit, and more armored knights, and he's able to get away from that one with no problem. All right, so this the second set of enemies is not as terrible. They're not giving jkoper as many problems as that first couple of floors. And now we're on to the short floor on our way to the decision floor. This ought to be pretty entertaining if he can just keep going through here. And another red dragon.
Yeah, not what he's wanting to see right now. We're doing some minor pausing in between the run attempts, but that 85 agility not doing the work it probably should be able to do in another mercy roll.
And Koper makes it out clean and clear with 12 HP left, but he has no herbs left. So he's trying to make a decision here. Do I walk? Do I heal? How do we want to play this?
I'll be honest, I'm using another heal more here. 100%. Knowing what we just saw in the zone. It is the shortest of the 3 zones. You could luck box your way through it. But now Blue Dragon giving us a fight.
It seems like dragons are really not your friend here today, as they are definitely playing jkoper. And again, another Axe Knight trying to run from it. The stop spell heavy is playing in his favor. He's able to get a few more HP back here with the walk as he goes down to the U floor.
Ambushed by a green dragon, 85 agility. And now run block, because that's what this game does.
Was able to run with 4 HP left into the U floor. This is getting real tough for jkoper here.
Yeah, we need Zone 3 to be a little bit friendlier. Stoneman, I do not think we've saw Mr. Stoneman yet. And Reds have decided to join us in every zone.
Yeah, so they're going to try and play the factor in this, as they have been very run-heavy against them. And the Werewolf hurt more. Not what jkoper wants to see, especially now he's going to be sent back home, and this gives Dweem a small chance. But man, that is rough to see when your run luck is just not working with you.
Yeah, and I have to personally apologize to jkoper for that one, because I mentioned it before the dive. I said, we're probably not going to be too worried about those werewolves and star wyverns, even with their hurt mores, and of course, a ambush and run block werewolf is what does us in.
Well, we'll see a quick refill here inside of Gierenham, and then a quick dive back down. Hopefully, it won't be as treacherous as things have been down there on that next to the last floor. Well, hopefully, the Reds will be a little bit better run luck. But yeah, jkoper right now in control of this seed pretty handedly, as long as he can get down there again with almost no issues like he just did.
Yeah, Koper just, he just doesn't know how much of a lead he has here. And that was really rough RNG. I mean, we'll be realistic. We like the joke, especially me. I love to joke around about agility, just the number, all that stuff. And sometimes it truly does feel, but that 85 agility experience he just had is it sometimes feels typical, but it is definitely atypical. He definitely got the bad end of RNG on many of those encounters.
Well, here we go. We got the red dragon at the top, and he's able to get away from it with no problem. So it looks like this is already starting a little better, and the golem sleep is already starting.
Yeah, I did mention that earlier. That is an outside possibility. I did forget about the baby breath, so that isn't as painful when you're only getting hit for the low double digits. But still, it's something that probably shouldn't happen that does occasionally.
And it's funny because, again, I know his race last night, there were werewolves with sleep and DL2, and they were just as dangerous last night. And then the hurt more werewolves tonight. Werewolves are just not working in jkoper's favor right now.
All right. Well, we got through the first two floors of Zone 1, and now we're in the Zone 2, which is 3 floors, but by far the shortest path. Let's see which one of these enemies want to show up first off, and then second, how it all goes. Meanwhile, Dweem taking a kind of bad death there. Had a lot of MP left. Not exactly what you want to do, because if this dive does go south and Dweem was staying consistent, he could be getting close to level 16 by about the time, jkoper would be prepping for a third dive. So, he could still get back into it if all the stars align.
Well, there's still pieces and parts that can be in play here. And a green dragon, nice little piece for him on his way back over to get back to that armored knight grind. Meanwhile, jkoper is yet another blue dragon, and he's able to finally get away from it.
Yeah, we're rounding the top corner here. Just one more little turn here, and now we're down into Zone 3 in the U floor.
Yeah, got U floor red carpet, and then you've got the big man's lair itself. Thankfully, we don't have to search for anything, so we can just make a straight path there. But much better run luck this time around than last run.
Yeah, we had a little miss menu there, or something. He did swing at the red dragon here. A minor RNG manip to scare it off to let it run, or let you run from it. But we got a double run block, and we're gonna have to mercy roll on this one.
Yeah, he got away from that one. He's got a full complement of herbs this time around instead of the 2 he had when he entered in last time. So a big piece for jkoper, being able to heal without burning any of his magic, and gets away from that golem and runs right to a stone man.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're hopefully about to see the light. Meanwhile, Dweem trying to get back over, accidentally hurt more at the red dragon, going to take another possible bad death. Does stay alive.
Yep, Dweem at 15 now. He's just trying to swing at this red dragon. It's 350 for him. And this may be a better grind for him if he hits the repel and just tries to grind on some of these red dragons. Could make up some time for him. But jkoper now on the bottom floor and is on his way to the best dressed man in all the land. So here we go.
Yeah, exactly what Dweem needs to happen is starting to happen. We're hitting the bad side of RNG again. We're down that heal more. We've been bleeding through the herbs. We're mercy rolling another red dragon. This is getting ugly really fast here for jkoper, and does not heal whatsoever off of that, and is definitely playing with a little bit of fire here. If Dweem can just get into this, and this is not a guarantee. Nothing's guaranteed at this point. We still got to get around, beat a spike, and get into the Dragon Lord fight. So, no, it's not over yet, folks.
Yep, and of course, if that spike is a red dragon, we know it's pretty physical, and it is still pretty painful, even at 82 defense power. And running into a lot of these red dragons and not being able to get away is hurting jkoper pretty badly.
Yeah, 2-turn run there. Does use 1 herb, is down slight amount of HP, and we know this guy. We've seen the Armor Knight, and of course, we're going to swing real low on our first physical here. We could theoretically 2-shot this, most likely have to 3-shot, but 25, 31, 38, and we are 4-shotting, and this is not ideal because we have a lot of healing to go and would prefer not to give up the heal more.
And with only 1 herb remaining, this is going to be real rough, pending on how the Dragon Lord here wants to play his hand on the first go round here. But here we go. Time to be the fool.
Yeah, they tell you to not the face, but Coper did do a very small heel walk there, and it made me kind of panic. But I'll be honest, if I was him in that same situation, I would probably done the same thing. Yeah, swing then heel more.
And Coper in trouble, going to have to burn a heel more here with no recourse out of it because of the DL1 not being nice to him. Hopefully he's got that, and we're right into DL2. Let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, not perfect. Does at least get an opener. We start out with an 11, but a breath will be an immediate heel more off of that. So we'll see how this goes. It is not a guarantee. He needs to roll well and get a little bit of luck on his side here. That 11 is doubled up to a 22. Okay. Swing number 3. Up to 36. And 9 heel mores to go after that one. All right. 46. And for those at home, we're doing 8 to 16 overall right now. So anywhere from 8 to 16 damage every swing. 46 is turned into 60. Very, very, very outside chance at a double. I would never count on it at this level with this defense. That would be 70. Not as ideal. We're still in it. We still have a chance. Would like to see the higher end of the range here, though. That 70 has now gone the wrong way. We're down to 79, but does get a double. My goodness, I am actually shocked. 79 turns to 93. And that double, not inconsequential, not a great heel more. Swings on 48. Oh my God, 93, 105, not punished yet. Oh wow, what a fight, and got a max heel more there. So he's in a lot better position now.
And he's going to really have to hope that nothing bad happens here, no kind of missed menu, because Dweem is closing in on 16 and could easily start making his way that direction very quickly.
Yeah, I started laughing, and I forgot what number I was on, and I was like, oh, we're in the hundreds and something. So now it's a mystery. I'm sure somebody in chat knows probably. That 15 pretty big, but we got 3 swings almost assuredly guaranteed left here. But we're in a pretty good position. That 13 also above average, so we like to see above average. Final heel more coming through. 2 more swings guaranteed at this point. Will he get it?
And there it is. He's going to take it down with 2 swings left to go. Get your GGs out in the chat for jkoper, as he is taking this one back to the house, and he's going to walk away with a 3-0 start in the Breckenary division.
Yeah, very nicely done by Coper tonight. As this game requires a little bit of luck, a little bit of strategy, things going your way. I'm sure dying on that first dive didn't feel good. I'm sure that second dive, once he got to that third zone and things started going south, didn't feel good. But he kept himself calm, cool, and collected, and got through. And Dweem just shy of this level 16. We'll see if he gets this level and goes give him a tip.
And jkoper coming in with a first place time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 38 seconds. His official racetime.gg time. So we're going to see if Dweem is going to keep just going and try to make the dive out of this since he's so close. But yeah, you're going to see that 16 is go. It's rough when you see that. But yeah, like I said, jkoper having a lot of good RNG mid-game, especially on the metal slimes and things of that nature, definitely playing in his favor.
Yeah, absolutely. So there we go. Dweem hits the return button. He's just got to go up and pick him up a rainbow drop. And we'll see if maybe RNG treats him a little nicer and we can get it done in one dive. But we'll find out here in about 3 minutes.
Indeed. So this one definitely, it was, close when it came to the end. Coper having to drop that first one. Werewolves would once again to rear in their ugly head. And Dweem, he fought hard, but unfortunately, this one was just rough.
Yeah, it was not a nice seed early on. It was definitely a lot of grinding. No real punishment for not pushing out, but also no boon for pushing out. We saw Dweem find Cole much earlier than jkoper, but literally Cole gave us nothing outside of a half plate. and jkoper finds those caves to the south, but it was grave with, at best, a fighter's ring and the staff cave before we even had the harp. So neither of them really got an advantage over the other in the early game. It was all about grinding, getting a little lucky, pushing out until the game finally started letting us really start moving. And I think that was around the level, what was that, 9 or 10 when we got hurt. And once we got hurt, I think that's when things started opening up, because that's when we had just enough level stats to be able to not die constantly.
Indeed. And, the early levels were minimal strength, minimal HP. You had just enough HP to not really do a whole lot of anything. So it was rough going. And again, not finding anything you could use to swing with more than what we had with the hand axe, it did hamper things quite a bit as well.
No, absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. So Dweem comes in here. He's finding out about the fun of the Red Dragons. Let's see how they treat him so far. About the same they did jkoper on his first dive.
Yeah, but this time on this dive, though, Dweem is coming in with a much bigger stockpile of herbs. So Dweem is able to kind of get a little more healing versus having to use his magic, where jkoper had to use heal more at the third floor there.
Yeah, that's very fair. Top floor still being a little rough, though, for Dweemer. There's another red. Just get away here. Still has the MP, walking off a little bit of that last bit, and oh man, Dweem, I'm sorry, buddy. I gotta say, I hate the right side. I know people love going right instead of left at the throne. You gotta walk left. I don't know why.
It's a preference thing. I kind of go either direction depending on how I'm feeling that day, but we'll see if that right direction plays in his favors. This red dragon finally lets him go, only having to burn a single herb here. Checking his stats real quick, make sure he's still good.
Yeah, not a lot of spite stat checks today, and I do enjoy some spite stat checks. I've gotten a few so far. I've gotten to watch or come on, where I've gotten several of those, and it brings a smile to my eye every time.
Well, so far, Dweem is not having as bad of luck as jkoper did on his first dive. Pretty tame things. The red dragons are not being as mean to him as they were for jkoper.
Yeah, this is looking decent so far. We know the red's in all zones. We know that armor knight awaiting him down on that spike, and now the green dragon trying to play a little bit of hardball.
Yeah, you gotta catch something somewhere, and here we go, armored knight, and it's gonna let him get away. So a pretty easy diamond floor for him, as we are now on the short floor heading into decision. Right now, Dweem looking pretty good on this dive.
Yep, the final floor of Zone 2. Just got to make it around this little bit of wall, go downstairs, and we'll hit the U in Zone 3.
And I mean, we do know Zone 3 is a little bit brutal, with the red dragons being pretty prominent and the werewolves showing up on that bottom floor. I don't think Dweem saw the hurt more, but he sees it now. Going to take a little bit of damage, but he's going to get away with just minimal scarring.
All right, yep, just walk it off. It's okay. It's okay. Just walk it off. Red Dragon time here in Zone 3. He finally has the news. All zones occupied by Reds.
Doesn't feel too good, but he does burn an herb there to get back up to 104. And then the golem is going to hit. This is his first golem. I don't think he went down there. And joining us in the booth is jkoper, tonight's winner. Welcome in and congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
So, rough start for you, sir. Not really finding the same encounter RNG, and falling behind a little bit experience-wise, but then everything perked up with a single Hakai on a metal slime.
I guess so. Was the first one I killed a crit? I don't remember that. I thought I killed one with just 3 swings the first time. But
you're correct. The first one was 3 swings, and then the next 2 were crit shots.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that certainly felt good. And then I don't know if you've taken notice of this, but I then went to the south and found the grave and the trade-in, the harp trade-in, and then I continued a little bit further, and died. And had I just gotten all the way to the south there, I would have had the sword, like, at least 45 minutes earlier than I did. So, yeah, that is the thing that felt bad, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, we noticed that, and then the lack of weapons to be had in shops. Cantlin not really being found played a huge factor into things, and then Hurtmort at 15 kind of hurt things, but the sleep hurt combos did play a huge factor into some things too.
Yeah, yeah, all those things you said were a thing for sure. Yeah, it's definitely a slog, kind of chaos like that. You know, after a while, nothing was really killing us, but it was just chipping away on most enemies for quite a while. So, yeah, this would be kind of interesting to route this seed out. I would imagine it could be done in well under an hour.
I think so too. Now, my question, knowing the experience that you and I had last night, 2 nights in a row, werewolves playing a factor in Sharlock.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say something about that. Yeah, I was trying to save my humors for the best odds on deal 2 if I could. I was prepared to maybe use one on a red dragon. I figured this werewolf, I should be able to run from it. It didn't happen. I had to walk back. So,
Well, thankfully, the second walk down was a lot less brutal to you. You were able to get down there, get the finish, and Dweem coming in behind you, going to finish up here hopefully pretty quickly. But all in all, a 3-0 start in the Breckenary division. Congratulations for you there, sir.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, I got that double on deal 2, and that made me feel good, but I still wasn't entirely confident. Then I took the swing on 48 and survived, and then I saw the 15, and then I felt really good after that. But still, I only had one more swing left after the end. I don't know like how much damage I had done and how much health he had, but I did not feel comfortable, that's for sure.
We had count for a bit, and then DK laughed at something, and we lost count. So, but you were well within it. We pretty much had you pegged in at having it knocked in and down. The double definitely helped. But once again, GG's to you, sir. And looks like we're coming down to our final swings here for Dweem here, and he's on his last swing now, and he's going to get it on final swing.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, he had did 159 right before I was sitting here counting, so he covered the whole range 171, so we had a higher HP DL2. Very nicely done. And Dweem, gonna walk it out home. I love this.
GG on the count there, DK, while we were talking. It's always good to be able to focus while other people are messing around.
No, absolutely. No, it was. I like I said, if I'm doing multiple things at once, I have no problem counting. It's when I'm trying to focus just on counting, I mess up like I did with yours.
If you're gonna screw around,
161.
If you're gonna do that, you should go up the left stairs. In my opinion, I don't know.
I had one question while we wait to see if Dweem's going to come join us for you, jkoper. At any given point after you finally found Cole there, any thought to picking up the magic armor? The death necklace grind would be slow, but there was a possibility of stepping gold grind with the cave below start, just due to the lack of healing and all the enemies with hurt more.
No, I didn't really think about it too much. I think I would have only considered a grind if sorry, I'm very tired. If I had seen a weapon, maybe then that would have been something, or if I had seen silver, I don't think I would have done it just for magic armor. So yeah. Did Dweem find Caitlin?
Nope, Cantlin was 100% lost in the wind. Nobody found it.
Oh. Maybe it doesn't exist.
No, the only place we could think that it might have been was there's a small spot east of Cole, around the east side of Cole, that nobody had explored in. So it's very possible it could have been southeast of where you guys started at.
Yeah, it certainly could be. I don't know. I feel like there might be a few places that I hadn't explored. But yeah, definitely there was more on the north part of the map that I hadn't than anything.
Indeed. And joining us in the booth is the American Dweem. Welcome in, sir, and GG's on a very well run race.
It doesn't feel like it. It feels kind of dirty. Just some of those, I don't know, just like seemed like just a slow grind right at the from the very beginning of the game. And it wasn't until like level, I don't know, 11 or 12 where we finally started getting a little bit of attack power, but it just felt bad from the beginning.
It was definitely a rough start. jkoper had some very rough RNG as he saw the higher tier enemies, where you were seeing Drakies and Ghosts, able to punch on them and get 2 and 3 and 4 before him. But he was able to find the spot right there outside Castle, just before you go west through that swamp. He found some metal slimes and was able to take a couple of them down and retake the experience lead.
That was my next question: is how many of those did somebody end up taking down? Because we even took 1 or 2, especially at those, I guess, the 600 to 800, range and stuff. You could really start, taking off then. But I couldn't get one of them, not one.
He took down 3 in all.
Hey, that's 700 to 800 XP. That's a heck of a jump start.
Yeah. Not that much XP, because my first kill was on like level 4 or 5, so it was still the scaled experience. But obviously, they're very helpful at the early levels. But even getting to those levels early, it was still definitely a slog after that. But it was just a little bit less of a slog, I guess. It was still the case that, getting to whatever level is like 600 XP, it felt better, but we still didn't have any strength and only a bamboo pole to show for anything. So, did you ever get a second weapon? Oh no, I got a hand axe at some point, right?
Yeah, I eventually ended up getting a hand axe out of it was either Breckenridge or Remolder once I finally got to them and stuff. But
right.
Yeah, I ended up with a bamboo pole for a very short time, and I think I got a club out of somewhere, and then I got a hand axe. So I ended up with multiples before I finally ended up finding the sword in the Stones Cave.
Yeah. The only shopping I did was buying the cheap stuff at the start, then eventually getting a half plate, then finding Breckenridge, getting a hand axe, then in Remaldar getting the large shield, and then I found Hawksness and just grinded it a bit until I could take down the Armored Knight for the Erdrick's armor, and then I finally found the Erdrick sword. I was down to the south very, very early in the seed, and like I had seen the grave and the staff trade in very early, and I sure wish that I had been able to extend it all the way down to the south coast and would have had the sword like a half hour in. instead of an hour and a half into the seed. So, right, it wasn't that long, but close enough.
Yeah, and interesting enough, for that long delay for you, I think you might have had the sword about a minute ahead of Dweem. Dweem got down there. He actually got down there before he was ready to take on the Armor Knight, but that level right before you were able to comfortably kill the Armor Knight. So it was interesting. Neither of you had any good weapons, and then both of you get the sword about a minute and a half apart.
Yeah. Was there did we both grind the Armor Knight at the end, or no?
Yeah, you both ended up on Armor Knight grinds there at the end. The alternative was Dweem did find some red dragons in the hills just northeast of Remolder, but he decided not to fight those and just went back to the grind there with the Armored Knights.
Yeah, I think if anything, I considered grinding in the desert there by, I think, Breckenary for the Axe Knights and stuff. But I just really prefer having a spike tile. Just give me my next fight. I don't want to sit and walk back and forth. So, yeah, the rest of that zone was, I think, maybe okay, but not worthy of a grind zone, I guess.
So Dweem, I'm going to have the same question DK asked jkoper. Is there any point with the lack of healing that you thought about going back and grinding for magic armor there in Cole?
I had a chance, when I went to Cole, because I did Death Necklace. I did Death Necklace grind to the half plate at the very beginning, and I think I vaguely remember seeing the magic, and I think it was at Garenham. I don't remember if it was in Cole or not, but I do remember seeing it over in Garenham. And I had the thought in the back of my head, but I just, whatever reason didn't pull the trigger. Hindsight 2020, maybe I should have, but I sat and thought about it for a minute because we were just, dying a pretty hefty rate at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm glad that was only the Death Necklace there, because I'm sure he got there first, I imagine.
He did, and Shahaley throwing it up there. The stop spell jkoper that you landed on the Armored Knight was a 1 of 16 chance. So you landed the rare stop spell on that Armored Knight, but he was just fight.
Right. I mean, obviously he was fight. We that was pretty clearly established by the end. But oh man, that fight where I took him down was certainly extremely stressful, and I was not counting damage or anything. So was definitely hoping for a crit at some point, and then that hurt failed, and that was heartbreaking. So I had 2 1 in 16s on that Armored Knight that really hurt my attempt to take him down, without having the armor or the sword, because that first stop spell landing made me cast it again just in case he's got heal or heal more. In his back pocket there, and then missing the hurt was certainly cause for concern too. So I went into that fight with 80 MP or something, and just felt fortunate to get out of there. So yeah. Anyway, that was an interesting seed. Still had fun, even though it was little crazy stuff. Glad I didn't have to search down Caitlin.
So you didn't find Caitlin either?
Nope.
Neither of you found Caitlin, and if chords existed, it would have been flute. So the question I have at this point now, both of you have you've got three races in for jkoper, 4 races in for Dweem. You've got 2 racers left. Koper, you have 3 left. How do you feel going into these last few races, knowing that some of them are against extremely talented runners?
I mean, we have a very experienced group in general. So, everyone's been playing this game for years. And I think that got to be on top of my game for all of these races. Tomorrow night I'm racing against Fred, and that should be fun. And yeah, just gonna do the best I can. Hopefully, get at least 1 or 2 more wins and get to the bracket. That's usually the main goal, and then see what happens from there.
At this point, I just have to kind of get my senses back to me, stay calm and not panic if something does go wrong. I think that's kind of what happened in this. I started to panic when I felt like something was going wrong. So take it one match at a time. I got 2 left, 2 against 2 guys that are pretty darn good at this game. So win the one, win the next one, and then go from there.
All right, guys. Well, appreciate you guys. GG's on a well-run race, both of you. A slog fest to be sure, but you guys powered through it and did a fantastic job. DK, anything else to add, buddy?
Nah, just GG's again. It was a fun race to watch, seeing it all come together at the end. So good luck on the rest of the tournament to both of you.
Thanks, DK, and congratulations, Koper.
Thank you. GG's again.
Alrighty, guys. So with everything being said and done, I am happy to have done this tonight. A very huge thank you to Shahaley for putting this on, Nitz Guy for tracking with Shahaley as well, and as always, my co-commentator here in the booth, DK9146. Thank you for being here this evening in the booth with me. You guys get a chance, go follow these guys. They gave you an amazing race to watch tonight, and give all of our folks here in the booth and in the tracking and restreamer follows as well, as they are putting on the best show they can for you guys.